When I think of a twin-stick shooter, I'd be liable to think of something like Enter the Gungeon. Shooting everything in your way with a variety of weapons always sounds like a good time. But I've never been very skilled at them, so it's a genre I ultimately don't frequent. I should have understood Demon's Tier Plus a little more before I started playing, but I think I was distracted by the classic RPG classes and assumed it was more of a retro roguelike. Was I wrong? Yes, but that didn't stop me from giving the game the attention it deserves, playing through this dark little action game. Demon's Tier Plus stars a collection of adventurers who have journeyed to a small town to kill some monsters. An evil king has reawakened after being asleep for 1200 years, and the monsters at his disposal are a threat to the nearby townspeople. Your role as one of those adventurers is to venture down into the caves, defeat all the monsters you come across, and kill the evil king. It's a classic JRPG style excuse plot. Players begin the journey as a knight who has taken throwing your sword always works to its logical extreme, as the attacks are all merely just that. Aside from shooting enemies with your swords, you have access to a class-specific skill and a shield. The shield takes the form of a bubble that gives you invincibility frames for a second before needing to recharge, and the knight's ability is a defensive boost. To make it through the 15 randomized floors, you'll need to complete various objectives that open up the exits, which include killing all the enemies, blasting all the explosive barrels, or opening up all the chests. Killing enemies will earn you gold and coins, which can be used outside on the hub world to buy items and more characters, and gold is used between floors to buy stat boosts of your choice. However, you do have a pseudo time limit. Take 5 minutes on a floor and the Reaper shows up. This invincible blue ghost with flaming projectile attacks is something you want to get away from fast. If you die, you'll lose all the coins you've collected thus far, which will prevent you from getting new characters, restocking on items, or buying weapon upgrades. That's what the escape ropes are for. Use them. Once you have a good grasp on how the game functions, and can make a decent amount of headway into the floors, you'll find out that the coin level upgrade is completely pointless. The ability to select your level ups can also result in some absolutely incredible cheese. You can use your gold to boost any of your stats, from your attack to your attack distance or movement speed. My personal favorite was shortening the skill recharge speed on the cleric and then raising their defenses, so that I could use their skill to heal faster than the enemies could damage me. The world is your oyster, until the hardest difficulty at least, when stat inflation makes attempts to tank enemies an exercise in futility. Hilariously, the boss fights you'll come across are potentially some of the least threatening bosses I've come across in the genre, and they aren't affected by stat inflation in harder modes. A roguelike where the boss floor is a sigh of relief? Baffling, but I'll take it. The game's pixel art style is charming, but dungeon exploring can get tiring after a few runs due to the somewhat repetitive music and the amount of information you need to be keeping track of. Floor objectives require you to hunt down every last enemy or chest while you pay attention to your health, enemy projectiles, and stage hazards like spikes or fire pits. However, fire pits only show up on one particular floor and are a pain, as the actual environment is covered in similarly bright flames. This floor also presents a significant difficulty spike, which can make the experience quite hellish. As you progress through the floors, you'll be treated to cutscenes that flesh out the story a little and give you some party dialogue, as if you're traveling with the whole band. Unfortunately, you can't do that. There is local multiplayer though, which is a decent amount of fun. Still, you have to share the gold, which make upgrades half as effective. But you can constantly revive each other, so that's good. Ultimately, Demon's Tier Plus is a charming twin-stick shooter that doesn't take a whole lot of skill to get into. Its entry-level mechanics make it approachable for new fans of the genre, but skilled players will quickly discover how to take advantage of the game's systems and get through it without much trouble. Noisy Pixel is giving Demon's Tier Plus a 6 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching. Noisy Pixel is a group dedicated to bringing you guys the best news, reviews, previews, and more. Please stick around and subscribe if you haven't already, and ring the little bell to stay up to date with all our future content.